everybody. Okay, today we're gonna do the everyday makeup look and we're gonna start off with the 5-minute face. So I'm completely naked right now, just my face. And I'm gonna start off with some SPF. I use Image Solar Defense Hydrating Cream, SPF 30. You wanna be sure to always use SPF 30 or higher every day. This is gonna give you a glow on your face as well as be your moisturizer and your SPF. So I'm just gonna put it all over. And then I'm gonna take my foundation, which what I use is the MAC Studio Moisture Tint. This is what I've been trying to get everybody in the world on. I love it. It's just like a tinted moisturizer. I'm just putting a little bit on my fingers like this, and I'm actually I'm gonna put it on with my fingers, especially for the 5-minute face. So just put it all over. And if you need to do like a little bit more concealer or powder or anything on top of that, that's fine. I don't use concealer or powder usually, so I'm not going to today because it's just gonna take another step. So next I'm gonna do my concealer, which is an under eye concealer, the pink that I always tell everybody that they need to use. But since this is discontinued, you can use Benefit in Eye Bright. It's stick. So I'm just putting this in my tear duct, a little bit under my eyes and then a little bit under my brow. And this is gonna reflect light and make your eyes look bigger and brighter. So that's the purpose of putting the pink underneath, because that's what really deflects the dark circles. Okay, so after the concealer, just make sure it's really blended in well. And if you have a concealer that's kind of thick, you wanna just mix it with a little bit of moisturizer because you want it to be pretty thin under your eyes. I'm gonna use a bronzer now. This is MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Medium Dark. Doesn't have any shimmer to it. So I'm gonna start where the sun would naturally kiss my face, which is a little bit on my cheeks. Go up onto the temple. So think about if you're gonna get a tan, where your skin would get tan the fastest. And you also wanna do it like on the low planes of your face, like a little bit contouring, a little bit under your chin. You wanna just make sure that everything's blending really well. And this can also double as your powder because this actually is a powder. I just use it in a darker color for the bronzer. And so really don't have to do a second step because it can powder too. All right, so that's bronzer. And then I'm gonna use a shimmery, peachy blush, and that's what I always suggest for everybody. You should always use like a peachy pink and shimmer. And if you're just gonna do a couple things in the morning, blush needs to be one of them. It's automatically gonna wake up your face. And I like to use an angled brush like this, but you can use any sort of fluffy brush and start on your cheek, like on the apples of your cheeks, and then blend up. And this is called Peachy Keen. It's MAC. So I'm just gonna blend it upwards. So I already look way more awake, just with like a little bit of blush and a little bit of concealer, and I hardly have any foundation on. So we're gonna do that, and then I'm gonna just do a tiny bit of eyeliner. And the eyeliner that I like to use is Teddy from MAC. It's an eye kohl. And for the 5-minute face, you just need to do a little bit on top and a little bit on bottom. If your eyes tend to be a little bit smaller, just keep it on top. But if you have rounder eyes, you can do it on the bottom as well. So I'm just gonna start in the lash line, get as close to the lash line as possible, and it doesn't need to be perfect because I'm just gonna smudge it into the lash line. This is just gonna give a little bit of definition to your eyes without having to put on any eyeshadow or messing with anything else. It's just one product. It may look a little bit weird before you have mascara on, but you just kind of want to blend it in just to make the outer parts of your eyes a little bit darker. And then if you want to go out a little bit like I always do, feel free. And then I'm just going to put a tiny bit underneath and into my lash line, just so that it gives a little bit of definition underneath, but it still isn't taking very long. And then once again, you just kind of taking my finger and just smudging it into my lash line. Okay, so now I'm gonna put on a little bit of mascara. Okay, so I have 1 layer of mascara on and my eyebrows on, so I'm just gonna show you, Hillary thinks I should show you guys how to curl your eyelashes. So you wanna put your eyelash curler to the very base of your lashes, and then curl them up like this. And my eyelashes are super duper straight, so I curl them 500 times. You're not really supposed to curl them after you have mascara on, but I don't listen to those kind of rules. Okay, so then you want to do that. And then with your mascara, you want to take it to the very base of your lashes and move it back and forth. And don't pump your mascara wand into your mascara like this, because that just pushes air into it. Okay, so I'm just doing like this. And you just do however many layers of, oops, I got some on me. Just do however many layers of mascara you want, but always do like one more layer of mascara on the outer corners, like on the outer lashes. It's gonna pull your eyes up a little bit, make them look bigger. Done with my mascara, done with my eyebrows. So this is kind of the 5-minute face. This is something you can easily go out in every single day. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go from this to a little bit more to using eyeshadow. So it's still a day look, but it'll just be a little bit more. So I already have everything else on, so I'm gonna start with just a base for my lids. This is just called Bare Study. This is a MAC paint. It's a little bit shimmery. I'm gonna put it all over the bottom half of my lid. This is just gonna help everything stay on a little bit better. And all eyeshadow technique is the same. You always wanna use, 3 shades usually. The lightest shade on top, medium shade on the lid, darkest shade in the crease. So no matter what colors you're using, it's always kind of the same advice. So even I'll probably be using lighter colors than most people would use just because I'm really fair, but it's the same technique. So I'm just putting that all over the bottom part of my lid. You want to do a really thin layer of it. Then I'm going to take MAC eyeshadow in Vanilla. This is my favorite light shade. It's super plain, but it's my favorite because I don't like a lot of shimmer under the brow. I just like something really neutral. So this is just Vanilla under my brow. Just going to lift the brow up a little bit and then a little tiny bit into the tear duct. So you always want it to be a little bit lighter in the tear duct. Hence the concealer under there. Okay, so I'm still using my flat brush. And I'm going to use, oh, it's the same quad. Okay, I'm going to use this color. It's called All That Glitters. It's also from MAC. It has a little bit of shimmer in it. And you only are allowed to use one shimmer shade on your lid at a time. So choose what you want it to be. If you want your shimmer shade to be in the crease, then you have to use matte on your lid. If you want your shimmer shade to be on your lid, then you can use matte in the crease. So this is really pretty neutral color, but it also has a tiny bit of an orange base to it, which is gonna bring out the color in my eyes a little bit more. So if you have blue eyes, choose neutrals that have more of an orange base. If you have green eyes, something with more of a purpley base. And brown eyes, something with a gold base or a green base is really pretty. So this is just really super neutral. So that's just all over my lid. And now I'm gonna take a fluffy brush like this. And I'm gonna use it in Kid, which is this color right here. It's just a matte, really plain neutral. And I'm just gonna do it in my crease, and this is just gonna blend the color together. And it actually is the darkest color on my lid, so I could leave it like this, which I usually would, but I'll do a little bit of a darker color just for the sake of teaching purposes. So this is just gonna go right into my crease, and you don't have to be super careful with this because it's just such a plain color. It's almost like skin color, but it's gonna just give a tiny bit of depth to the crease. And it's also gonna help with blending. So a little bit of that in my crease. And I'm gonna take another fluffy brush, which is this. I'm gonna put it in my favorite dark shade, which is called Foley. It's like a orangey, kind of purpley based brown. Put a little bit on top of it, on the brush, on the tip of the brush. Start where you want it to be the darkest. So I want it to be the darkest right here. And put it in circles, circle, 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 and then blend into where you put that last shade, the Kid. So you just want to be sure you're continuing to blend, 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 because that's the key. I'm going to do that again on the other side. So I'm just keeping the darkest part right here where the darkest part of my crease is. Continuing to do that. And then I'm going to bring a little bit of this color that I just used with a pencil brush, and you can do this with a Q-tip, under my eyes to where I put that eyeliner. Sorry if you can't see. So I'm just doing it right under here where I had that brown eyeliner before from the 5-minute face. Like that. And then I'm gonna take my black track, my favorite, and I'm gonna deepen the line just on the top of my eyes. Because really you don't need that much eyeliner for daytime, but on top it's not as dark as I usually would do it. So I'm just gonna take it and I'm just gonna deepen that dark brown just a tiny bit on the outer ends. And you don't have to do a cat eye, you can just kind of leave it like this. But you know me, I like me a good cat eye, so. You can always watch me do this again, I guess. The most important thing is getting the liner really, really close to the lash line so there's no gap. That way you're really thickening up that lash line and making your lashes look thicker. Heaven knows I need the help. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So we just turned the 5-minute face into a really pretty neutral eye for every day. You can also take this to nighttime by just putting maybe a little bit of dark gray or a black in your crease and then putting a black eyeliner underneath instead of the brown. So I hope you guys learned a lot and join us next time.
Gorgeous.